So I was trying to build a platform end to end, starting from fulfilling the needs of the all these aggregators basically. So that was, in fact, my MVP is ready. But then, yeah, that is something which is my passion, which I try to do as well.
So you guys like provide the resources, teach them how to utilize these things, and like you just go to the grassroots level, or like which kind of
No, the platform that I talked about is my personal, work that I do. That's my own startup basically, which is called, I have named it AgriCosmos.
Okay.
And so that's a different thing. Right now, that has no connection with IBC Media as such.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Yes, folks,
So
joining.
yes. So typically it's Saturday. I think kids are taking rest, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about you. I think I know you have been thinking or doing something in hydroponics, I heard.
Yeah, man. So like, if we talk about like, I had a startup in hydroponic space. I was home kids, smaller kid solutions. Because like my college had a hydroponic, agriculture branch. So they had like around 1.5 acres of hydroponic farm, and I just got a like they also even like bought some of the Israeli professors. Like the hydroponic system started from Israel only. So they
Yeah.
had regarding those things. So I got in contact with most of the guys. And I
Mm.
really like the system, and my college was in Marathwada region. So at that time,
Okay.
that area, like the sun is too high, like around 40 plus degrees, almost like more than 5 to 6 months a year. So
Yeah.
it's pretty hard. So you guys, majority of the thing doesn't grow there. It was a good thing. I played around in the ecosystem for around 2-3 years, got incubation support, had a positive cash flow also. But eventually, like my first blockchain transaction, by the way, was in early 2019 or something.
Mm.
Eventually, like I was in the NFT hype, in the proper NFT hype. I was trying to mint some NFTs for my hydroponic systems. I thought, okay, for my consumers, I'll do it and like churn up some cash around it. But eventually I started developing into the Ethereum ecosystem, and I learned that, okay, it's pretty easy. Like it's quite easy. Like you can grasp solidity at max in a week. Like a week is more to say. Like if you have basic background, like even if you know a little bit about JavaScript, you can just have solidity.
Correct. Yeah.
And if like you guys, like whoever is from the ecosystem now, they might know that, okay, in 2019-20, like how much Ethereum developers were getting paid. So like there were none. Similarly, same thing happened in Solana ecosystem also. Like Solana launched in late 2019.
Yeah.
Initially there were no Solana developer. Like Rust smart contract was the first thing. Like after Solidity, any other language for smart contract was. Now we have Move also. We have Seahorse. Like if anybody of you guys are from Python background, you can write Solana code using Seahorse. Many other things are there. So then I shifted to Solana ecosystem, was developing for around 2-3 years. Like initially I was a freelance developer. Then it's been around a year or so in Chingari. And now I'm working as a technical product manager kind of role. So yeah, I also lead GWS, most major in USS partnerships, developing getting the requirements. Right now, as in we are in the nascent stage. So even if anybody of you from you guys, like from the cohorts, want to start a business around it, just need extra user base, and you guys have a little bit different requirement, even more than the SDKs we are providing, we are open to create those things. Like as in it's a building phase also.
Absolutely. I think that's the beauty of this ecosystem, and I love about Web3, where blockchains, where the applications or platforms are so welcoming and so helpful, to help people build around it basically. So that's the beauty here.
Exactly.
So of course our students, they do appreciate that, and they have been talking to all the gurus of this space, and they really understand it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess like the best way to start would be GM folks.
100%. Yeah.
You guys know the term.
Yeah.
You guys know the slang then.
Yes. So Yeah, so I think, in my opinion, why don't we start? People will still join. I think it's already 7 minutes into the time, so we will start now.
Sure, man. Okay, cool. I'll just share my screen.
Yeah. Excellent, guys. So Mukul is here. You have heard me and Mukul interacting for last 5 minutes, so I would not really go into very formal introduction. But yes, Mukul is an entrepreneur. Mukul is a techie. Mukul is a product guy. Like he mentioned, he started with Solidity, gradually moved on to the Rust-based system Solana, and he is doing plenty of things at Chingari right now, including leading the academy as a product owner. And apart from that, of course, he's the product guy, dev guy with a lot of insight. So I'm pretty sure the session of today will be very insightful, and please feel free to ask questions what you have in mind, because I want you guys to build on Chingari, right? So welcome again, Mukul, and it's lovely to have you. Stage is yours.
Sure, man. Thanks, Praveen, for the warm welcome. So I think like most of the people would be there, would have been there in the last session. So you guys know a little bit about Chingari and Gari and how did we start it. Still, I'll give a quick skim through on our previous backgrounds. So Chingari was a Web3 company. Like we started around 3 years back. Like it's a social media platform where you can compare it with Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, any other like that. So how do we stand apart? We stand apart from Gari. Like Gari is a different entity in itself. Gari is actually a DAO. So we have around 1 billion Gari token pre-minted in the ecosystem, which is which are in control of the community only, and these guys decide that what to do from the community reserves. For example, in Chingari, if we see, we have mining program. I think most of you guys might have used the Brave browser. So initially, I also started like just for the bad tokens. Okay, just free tokens, man. I'll see like what 10 ads an hour. I'll get some things. But was at a great hype at a particular pace of time. So they have a revenue sharing kind of model. So what we believe in blockchain ecosystem is like ownership of your own data. Like whatever you guys are doing, whatever you guys are spending time on, like you should own it. Like for example, if you are in YouTube, you are a creator or something, like you can get the monetization started after like 10k plus watch hours, 1000k subscribers or something like that initially. And even for TikTok, Instagrams, you don't have anything like that. Majority of the folks who are just starting in their careers in a social media company, they wouldn't get anything out of it. So just to solve this problem, we introduced Gari and engaged to earn model, where whatever we guys are earning, like around will share majority of the percentage of the revenue generated by the ads to you guys, back to you guys. So it's a little bit about Chingari. So GM folks, let's start. What we are going to discuss in this session is like mainly you'll get a little bit insights on what is GWS, what are the things you can do in blockchain ecosystem and how to start. And one more contact for you guys to like hop in for any questions or any queries you have. Feel free to follow me on Twitter or something. I'll be always open for your any queries. So why blockchain? Like, can we have the chat here? Where's the chat now? So like, why anybody? Praveen, can we like hop on anybody if he or she wants to talk in between?
Absolutely. So guys, please raise your hand if you want to speak. And
if
our team
feels like okay, they know why blockchain is necessary for our ecosystem.
Absolutely. So please raise your hand, and our team will give the mic control to you. Deepak Udam, please monitor, and Deepak Chaudhary, please monitor the hand raise and please provide the permission to talk. Yeah, sorry, Mukul, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Because like even when I started now, so there was a stereotype that okay, majority of the folks says that okay, blockchain is just like the whole ecosystem is just bursting out money to like it's kind of a freeloader system. It's just an alternative for AWS. It's a storage system. What's new to it? Like what's an extra thing blockchain technology provide, or the Web3 ecosystem in general? Most of you guys, okay.
Guys, I think most of you know about this, so I think I would encourage you to come and talk. I think Mukul believes in two-way communication, so please feel free to come and talk.
I guess Sarah raised his hands.
Okay, please give the control, Deepak.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Sarah.
Okay, man.
The blockchain is used to maintain all the details from past to future. No data will erase from that.
Yeah, the immutability factor. Yep. And what else? Like, what do you think? Like, why immutability is, you can say that, okay, majority of the time, like, okay, even in AWS or something, if we just remove the part of that, okay, they have the right to delete things and stuff, like the censorship part, if we release it, then still AWS is earning money from it. He'll take it from take this data for whole of your lifetime. So what's extra thing? Like, do you guys trust AWS? I'm not against it. We also use it for majority of the things. Like, it's the trust machine. Like, majority of the times, like, we say that, okay, blockchain is a trust machine kind of thing. Okay. So what do we mean by trust machine? Oh, many participants are raising hands. Yeah. So anybody?
Okay, hello, sir. I'm Naman speaking. Trust machine, as in, there's no third party. So it's only P2P, peer-to-peer. So obviously, you can trust the math basically. It's just a smart contract running between two people.
Exactly. There is no middleman involved in any case scenario. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And why did I bring the part of trust machine? Because like it's kind of one of the best use case of our GWS system also. So like IPL is going on. Like, so how many of you have made that 11 rupees bet on Dream 11 just in the hopes of getting 1 crore rupees? I guess a lot of them. Even I made some of the teams in the starting. And when the results are announced, I always feel like, okay, when these guys are cheating. But, the winning team might have been created after the match was over. We can't trust those guys, no? Like there are loads of money involved in it. Like what they have, like 3-4 crores of top prizes. So how can we trust it? Just imagine an example in which like whatever teams you are creating are stored on blockchain. So for then these, like even these gambling platforms, the fantasy games platform, all of these, you guys can verify that, okay, this team was created by this particular guy on this particular amount at this time with the timestamps. You don't like, okay, the fair way of making money, the fair way of playing games. So it's like that. So what are the So it is about like what are the things ecosystem can offer. Anything you can think of, like even there are loads of use cases in supply chain management, which I personally believe are not yet explored. They're like what? In even like if Praveen is from agriculture background, so you might know that, okay, just from cutting the crops to getting it to the user, there are almost 8 to 9 layers of people involved in between. So how do you manage all of those folks? Majority of the times, like only the last person, like the bigger guys, the thekedars get everything. And there is no management of it. Majority of the times, like how much, like there was a report I was earning that, okay, around 30 to 35% of the vegetables, the crops which are grown are just spoiled because of no like consumer demand at that particular time, or like the farmer was not able to get it at the main time when it was required. So these are the problems which Web3 can solve. Obviously, DeFi is the main thing. Like money, the global money circulation is the best use case of blockchain, which has already been explored. But there are loads of things coming up. But the point is, there are loads of challenges also. Like if we talk about user education, if we see that, okay, IBC Media is also handling like creating cohorts. but how many, like 100, 200 folks are joining. Majority of the folks are not even able to get the resources. Like, okay, even IBC Media might have the limitations that, okay, we only have these much amount of tutors. There are not even enough tutors. They, like, if we, like in a normal world, a regular guy, a regular developer might have like 10 plus year, 12 plus year of experience. But our blockchains are developed in that much amount of time only. So there are no guys with that much amount of experiences. Everybody is just learning and contributing to each other. So there is a major flaw of education, community management. How do you guys teach, like learn from each other? There is a scalability issue, which is handled by majority of the L1s, more scaling solutions. Like when the ZK rollup comes up, like it's gonna be a disaster, man. You guys will see how the scalability can be improved. There are many regulatory hurdles. That is something beyond majority of our controls. So that is something we can't even do. But there is a lot of cost of learning and GTM involved. So all of these solutions, we provide these the help to these of the issues for you guys with Gari Web3 stack. So what are benefits in stack? So Chingari has like this Gari mining program I talked about. We have staking, we have VNFT marketplace, we have a easy onboarding solution. Like when you guys even have started the making your first MetaMask account now, like how many of you have like on like just one if you have forgotten your private keys or lost it somewhere, and zero if you have never lost any money. Like if you have never lost your wallets, you have that decent score, you are still using your first wallet. In the chats you can just type on. I have lost like many of my wallets. So like I usually just keeps on creating more and more wallets. So what we do here, like we have a 6-digit PIN kind of thing, like the private key is stored in an encrypted way in our backend, and we just give a clear onboarding flow. Very easy onboarding. You just have to create a 6-digit PIN, a three questionnaire answer to like for the recovery of your pins and stuff. So in that way, you can just onboard tier 2, tier 3 folks also. But if you'll see in the community, there are majority of the community folks are just from the global country, like just from the first world countries, like, and even like tier one city folks are also not that much aware, not sure about how to use blockchain ecosystem, how to create a wallet. That's the basic thing. Majority of you even might not have a multi-chain wallet. Like how many of you have a multi-chain wallet? Bitcoin 98 or anything. So it's pretty hard. Like just to maintaining all of your chains, like there are loads of L1s coming up. So how do you onboard those things? So we are creating wallet solutioning for it. We have SDKs from which you can just directly create wallets. You can have airdropping functionality, transfers, and everything you want can be used from our functions. The NFT marketplace, staking, smart wallet. We also have loads of community management. Like that's also a major flaw, like major challenge in the Web3 ecosystem. How do you maintain your community? So even we guys have like around 20 to 22 mods just active like 24/7 in our Discord servers, in our Telegram groups, and everywhere. So this is something we help you guys. We support any of the products building on GWS. We have smart wallets, Web3 ads. Web3 ads are like Quest, for example. Like if you might have heard of like Binance Learn and Earn. Any new product or protocol is coming up, you just learn about it, and you can get some tokens of their native tokens, and they get the free onboarding, and you guys get to learn how to use it, and you guys get the first gas fees to make the transfer. So this is what Web3 ads is. The Quest, the easiest UI UX guidelines. UX is very important part in the onboarding process. So these are the So these are main of our handles. If you want to connect to any of these, this is Gari Networks and this is Gari DevDAO. So I would like to focus you guys on Gari DevDAO. It's you can say it's like a dev shop kind of thing. You guys, we have dev discussion channels, like whatever hackathons you guys have heard of, like would be there. All of the folks just come around, just discuss about things. Even if you don't have a team, you can just hop in and make start that. Okay, I'm a front end guy. I know these things. I have an idea, and I want to start working on these kind of tracks, and you'll just get it. You can just start on that. And next thing, what we have is like it's the extension of Gari Developer DAO. It's our academy. So what's Gari Academy? So I'll tell you about a little bit on journey. Like we started the Gari Developer DAO just as the dev support system for all of you guys in October 22. And now we are starting our Gari Academy. Like in a month or so, our courses would be live. There would be loads of solutioning, like end-to-end solution. We'll just handhold you for your first year of journey into the ecosystem. We'll be having courses on blockchain 101, Aptos, Solana. Like the blockchain 101 course, like will teach you the basics of blockchain, about a little bit about all of the chains. Then you select which chain you want to work on. Like for example, Aptos claims to be the fastest. Aptos is kind of the fastest in terms of confirming a transaction. Solana is kind of the cheapest. Ethereum is the best. Ethereum is the starting for anyone. We have Web3 as part of the things. Like you have to work on loads of things on the front end side. Mostly these are just libraries given by all of the chains. You guys just have to call the functions, and it's pretty much similar. On-chain analytics, if you might have heard of Dune dashboards and kind of things, it's just like that. So we have learn and earn programs, like whatever blogs, articles, white papers you might have seen into the ecosystem, a collection of all this you can get into our get into from the academy. We'll be having one-on-one sessions. We'll be having online and offline boot camps. And if you guys are in Bangalore, so we have a Chingari Villa open for every weekend. We have some sessions, like dev sessions. You can just hop in, talk to our folks, talk to our team, and just start working on things. Corporate trainings. And we also provide jobs and career support for all of you guys. Like if you guys have completed, so like some of the cohorts like from IBC, we have completed our task. Like if you have some proof of work, we'll help you find a guaranteed internships and will help you close some grants, bounties for your projects and stuff. The best thing what I feel like is you just have to create a project. Like just start building on anything, get some grants, work on it. Like always start with the entrepreneurship mindset, and then eventually see that okay, if you have got the enough skills to start your job journey also. These are our instructors. Even our co-founder even our founder comes as an instructor some of the times. So it's pretty cool. And you guys can be our student ambassadors. You like in all of your university, like if you are in college, just ping me up. We are open to like give some sessions onto your university. We'll send some of our instructors. Even sometimes I might even come. So you can be the ambassador. We'll support you with some grant supports, our dev support. You can hop, like you'll be kind of the part of Chingari's team. You can also be a teacher, publish your course and stuff. These are the things which these are the offerings of academy. And the next session, which we are having on 2nd May, we'll go deep dive on the academy part of things and how it works. So for now, what we'll do is like we'll start some basics of GWS, like how to initialize some of the functions, how to use it. So for that, I would like to have Yash on board. He's our developer from working on GWS side of things.
Hello everyone.
Yeah. Hey Yash, welcome back again, boss.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Mukul and Yash, just one thing that we have got Deepak Chaudhary from our side. He is our DevRel advocate. So just wanted to introduce him. Yeah.
Deepak, nice to meet you. And
Yeah.
also, if
Yes.
yeah, starts before that, if anybody of you have any questions to hop in, I would be.
Yeah. So I think I see one question which has come here from Srinivasan. What is the problem Gari token is trying to solve?
So we are a social token kind of thing. So like what GWS offers you is like once like it's in a long-term vision, what we are working on, you can just similarly consider it as like how you do login via Google accounts. Similarly, you can do login via Chingari wallet or login via Gari tokens. You'll be having some token gated access content through all of the creator ecosystem. Like if you'll see on the Solana scale, we are almost the second largest holder wallet activators. We have around 2.8 million. First is Kin, but Kin is kind of a service based thing, so it doesn't count much. So we are just on we are main problem which we started to solve was like just to get some monetization for all of the creators from tier 2 and tier 3 cities in terms of blockchain, because majority of the times like the legalization aspects of INR, like these things like hinder the cost, hinder the revenue on the monetization you get a creator can get. So this is something we are focusing on. We are kind of a social token focusing on short video platforms. Now we'll be going to like even short movies and clips and stuff. Will be also sponsoring some of the full movies and stuff, which can be token gated via Gari token. These are some of the things you might see in future. I think this answers Srinivasan.
100%. And thanks, Mukul, for that. Yeah. So I think we can continue. If people have any question, then we will take them as we go on from here.
Sure, man. Yes,
Yeah.
you are open to like start your screen, like share your screen or some whichever way you feel right.
Yes, sure. I'm going to read slides from your screen only, okay?
Okay.
So let me introduce myself again. Like I'm Yash and I'm working as a Web3 intern at Chingari already. You know that already from the last session, right? So today I will be guiding you with these functions. We have already seen that functions in previous session, but if someone has didn't followed up, they can do it today, okay? So I will be going with these 4 functions. The first is initialize SDK, second is get token, third is get wallet, and fourth is airdrop. And if we have time, we will go one more function, which is transfer Gari function. Okay. So let's go to the next slide and see what is initialize SDK do. Okay. So this is the initialize SDK. In this, we have to provide the config detail in which we have Gari client ID, which will be provided by the Chingari team itself. But I will be giving you today the demo Gari client ID, which you can use in your projects on always. Okay. If you want to have your own Gari client ID, you have to contact the Chingari team, right? And then here's the Gari SDK initialize function, which is the default function by the Gari SDK itself. Okay, so in which we have to pass the config details, and we are good to go. So let's go to the next function, which is I think get token. Yes. This is the get token function in which we have to pass the user ID. User ID can be anything 1, 2, 3, ABC, anything. Okay. So this get token will give you a token, a JWT token, so that you can have the access to that functions of Gari function, in which we will always pass this token. Okay. So this is the whole idea of this get token function. And then let's go to the next one, which is I think get wallet function, right? Yeah, this is the get wallet function. From it you will get your public key and your balance and all the details of the wallet from the user ID and the token. So this is the function which is create wallet or get wallet. This is the only function of this is the default function of the Gari SDK. So this is it from the get wallet, and I think the last function we have is the airdrop. Airdrop is basically you will get some tokens from currently from the devnet. If you wish to go to the mainnet, you have to change it from that initialize SDK, in which you have to change your environment variable to mainnet. Currently, we will be doing it on devnet. Okay, so in this we have to pass on the public key. This is the API from which you will get an airdrop, in which you have to pass on the public key tokens, and you will get the airdrop. Some I think 0.2 Gari and all, you can get that. Is there any? So this is the transfer Gari function. If we have time, we will go through that also. So transfer Gari function is if you want to transfer the Gari to someone else public key, you can do it from this function only. So I will explain you the code in when we will do it in VS Code. This is the I will explain you in short right now. Okay. So this is the Lamport amount we have to give in this Gari SDK transfer Gari token, in which we have to pass token, public key, and the Lamport amount. Okay. So and then we will get a partial encoded transaction, and we will see in the VS Code itself. Okay. So I think let's get started with the coding. I think.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Just to FYI, so these are just the basic functionality which you can directly get from our open source GitHub accounts. The next thing, if what's this single CTA, I would like all of you guys to have go through Circle of Games and Raise Fans. These are some of the companies which are right now currently using our GWS. So we have made loads of customized functionality for these guys also. So Circle of Games is as by his name. So they have loads of small mini games like Tetris, what the duck shooting game. What was it called, man? I used to play it when I was a kid. So these kind of things, the smaller games, and you can play via Gari. The leaderboard will get all of it. You can just bet on it, and these kind of things. The betting functionality, the escrow contract to hold those token for 24 hours or whatever the time span it is. All of these functionalities are also part of GWS, which we provide as a customized solution for according to your needs. So these are the standard things which everybody needs. So that's why it's open up. You can just try on. We also have a demo repo, a quick starter repo on the same GitHub account. You guys can just clone it, and Yash will show how to start and do it.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Nikhil. Sorry to interrupt. Do you have any doc, if we need to perform more functions instead of these 3 or 4 functions?
Yeah. In our we have a Git book only in our GitHub account also.
Can you share that link?
Yeah, sure. I'll just share you my. Sorry, I guess. You guys have. Just go through these things. This account and one more account is there. Yes, you can start your screen sharing. I'll share it in the chat.
Yeah, sure. You can ensure a screen.
Yeah. Yes, you can start sharing.
Sure. So my screen is visible, right?
Yep.
So let's get started with the code. Okay. So first, I have already prepared this empty GitHub repo, which is the Next.js project, empty Next.js project, in which we have our local APIs. Okay. So this is the empty GitHub project in which you can have the APIs. Okay. So that it will be useful when we are implementing the functions. This is the API function in which you have all the APIs. This is only for the localhost. If you go to the if you deploy your app, you can have the default APIs we have already given in that code. Okay, so this is the document. I will share it you at the end of the demo. You can follow up by this. Okay, so it will be easy
Yeah.
once I explain this, right?
Yes, I have a one request. Like,
Hmm.
if you can please mention the topic on all these steps, like what these steps do, so that student
Yes.
will be able to understand it.
Sure, I will do that. I will
Yeah,
do that.
thank you.
So let's get started with the first step. This is the first step in which we will clone the GitHub repo. So let's do that. Now open up your terminal and just paste the command. Just a second. I think it's already there. I think I have to remove it first. Yeah. So it is the empty project in which in this file we will going to do everything. Okay. So this is our index.js file in which we will import and implement all the functions. Okay, so let's get started with the first function, which is initialize SDK. But first, which is first we have to install dependencies. Okay, so let's start with the installing the dependencies, which is npm I, and it will automatically install all the dependencies you have. Let me go through the dependencies. These are all the dependencies which we'll be using in this project. Okay, so this is the Gari one, in which you have all the functions which I have already given the overview about. Okay, so let's wait for the installing the SDKs. Okay, so till then, so these are the import statements. Which will be importing all the, like, this is the Gari one. This is importing the Gari SDK. Okay, so let's import all these. It's completed. So let's import this. From the next step, we will be having this. So these are some of the constants, or like in this we will have stored. We will store user ID. In this we will store amount, public key, wallet, and this is the Gari demo client ID. You can use it on your demo project if you are planning to develop something on that. Okay, so let's.
Yeah, yes. One question here.
Mhm.
Like, what is the role of Gari client ID here?
So Gari client ID is basically to initialize the SDK. So if I am having the Gari client ID, then SDK should know if someone is from our database is only initializing this SDK.
Yeah, yes, got it.
Yes, that is the reason. So this is the demo, only demo client ID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deepak, we have a multi-tenant SDKs. So for example, if anybody is using a particular client ID and the same user is on multiple products with Gari wallet, so that product or protocol won't be able to access the data from the other game or anything like that. Okay. So that's why it's just a key kind of thing.
Got it. Thank you.
So go to the next step. We will add the front end first. Okay, then this is the front end code. This is the basic HTML. I didn't add in any CSS. So if you want to, you can. So yeah. So let's run the app first.
So Yash and Deepak, one thing. So do you guys also have some JavaScript libraries to connect to blockchain, or how do you really access the blockchain data from the front end?
Oh, Wait, yes, so we have our in the Gari this import now. This is the Gari library. In this only it is connecting to the blockchain.
Oh, okay.
It is because it is making our work easier, basically.
Understood. Okay, and how is it implemented there? I mean, do you use any JS libraries there, or because typically the front end is programming is driven by JS, right? So how do you guys handle that? I mean, just for understanding.
So I don't have much idea about that, but
Okay.
hmm.
Yeah, no problems. Yeah, please continue.
So let's run. Okay, it's already running on the 3001 port. So first will be port. Okay, fine. Let's start with this one. So this is the basic front end from our side. Okay. So in this user will give the user ID, and then we will get to login. And from here you will get the wallet details. From here you get the airdrop will be implementing it soon. And from whole here you will make a transaction. Okay. So let's get started with the first function, which is this login function, user ID and login function. So first initialize the SDK. So let's initialize the SDK from here. Let's see about initializing. Yes, now it is initialized now. Okay. So so here I passed the Gary client ID. If you want to, you can also give the secret key, but you will get it along with the Gary client ID. Okay, and we are on the environment of the DevNet. If you choose the mainnet, you can go and use this environment variable, and or you can just type here mainnet. Okay, and then you can initialize the SDK, and here we have already initialized the SDK, right? Okay, so let's get started. Let's get to the next function, which is get token. So from this you will get the JWT token itself. Okay, so let's implement it here. So get token, and the login functionality. So it will call the get token function. Let me explain it to you. So it will call the get token function, which will go through here, and it will create a response, which will be the token, JWT token from here itself. Okay. And you will be getting JWT token in your console log only, and they will be good to go. Okay. So let's implement out on the button.
Yeah, yes. So this token will get in which wallet or which key?
We will get the key right now from right now we will get the public key now. Or which token are you talking about?
So public key we need to enter, or it is automatically given by the Gari?
It will automatically given by the Gari according to the user ID. I will show it to you now. Just like first I will log in here, right? Once I logged in, I will get my token. Okay, then according to the token, I will get in this I will get the wallet details according to the token only, according to the user only. So means that one user can only have one public key. like my username is 123, so I will get a particular public key only, like that.
Okay. So in login box, what we need to put?
Your
Any
user
ID, any key, or
user ID, only user ID. It will automatically generate, or if you are already have the user ID, you can type it in. So it will create, or it will go to the if you are already there. So it will create a new if you are not there in the database.
okay.
Okay. So let me type in here. I think it is working now. Huh. Let me- So here is the response. This is the token actually. So this is the token which will be using in these all functions to access. Okay. So let's implement this get wallet function from which we will get our public key. So get wallet function. Next is get wallet function only. Let's implement this. So this is the get wallet function. I am initializing the SDK once more. If in any case it doesn't work, okay. So I'm just initializing it. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, just have a check if initialize SDK is initialized or not. Okay. And from this create wallet or get wallet, it is giving us the response of wallet response in which we will have the public key and the balance. Okay. So let's get start. Let's test this. Okay. So from get wallet details. So here from here we should get the public key. Let's refresh it once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're getting the JB token. Now let's get to the get wallet details. So here is the public key, and whenever I will be logging from the 1, 2, 3, 4, I will get the same public key always. Okay. If there is no public key is assigned to that particular user, it will automatically create new one. Okay. So this is the public key. So we got the wallet details, and this balance is in lamports. So we will convert, or you can convert it in the lamport to the Gari, or Gari to lamports from the lamports function, right? From the lamports only. Web3.js has a function to convert this all. Okay, so let's get to the next function, which is I think airdrop. Okay. This is the airdrop function. So airdrop function, now we have our local API also ready. So from this one, we can now get the airdrop. From here, we'll get the public key, which we are getting from here. We are setting the public key here itself, okay. And we are getting, so this is the, we are calling the API here. Okay, and public key we are in which public key we have to do the airdrop and the token. Okay, so let's test this now. So this is the one. This. We get the details or not? Yes, we are getting the details. Yes, we are getting the airdrop. Okay. So I think the balance here got ran out from the airdrop itself. I guess this is the case only. I will be giving some airdrop tokens in that, and then this API will be working fine. Okay. So we have some tokens extra to the airdrop itself. I think it's got emptied. I've so many we have used already. So I will be adding some of the tokens in that, and then you can good to go because the code is already right. So you can also check the signature, which you can get it and check it on the soul scan so that you can verify the transaction on the devnet, not on the mainnet. Okay. If you got any kind of the doubt, you have my Twitter handle already from the last time. I will share it to you again. Okay. So, and once again, I've also given you the task previously that you have to deploy it. You can do it so that it will work. It will work definitely on the after it deployed, but just don't forget to uncomment this before deploying. Okay, because the localhost API will not work when you have deployed the your app. Okay, so just uncomment this and work on this. This is because this is the main API which cannot be called from the localhost. Okay. So let's get to the last function, which is I think the make transaction function. This is also the function which also only works when the app is deployed. So I will show you how to implement it, but the deployment part you can do it. I know this is the basic of the website development that you have to deploy the website. You can use Vercel, and there are many applications on which you can deploy the website, right? So let's get started with the make transaction function, okay, or transfer Gari function. So this is the transfer Gari function. Let's copy this. Yeah. So this is the transfer Gari function. So let's test this. It should show the error because we are running it on the local host, but because local host is already blocked by our API. So you have to go with the deployment process. Then you can easily log in, make transaction on the Gari. Okay. So let's test this. Okay, we're getting this. So this is the public key we have. So just deploy it and it will work also fine. Okay, and I have a public key. We cannot send the same public key, the tokens from the same account to the same account. So we are just copying the public key and just log into the another account. Let's do it 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is have the different public key. So we are good to go. Okay, no problem. Just deploy it for this this error will be resolved once deployed. This is the public key. Amount will be 0.1, and let's make the transaction. Yeah. So here we have already because we don't have access to the localhost, so it will not show the page. But if you once you deployed the your app, you will sure here you can go and transfer the API. Okay, SDK Gari. Okay, so so we have already. Yes, this is it from my side. Actually, you have you have one task. You can go and deploy the website. If you face any errors, you can ping me on my Twitter or LinkedIn, or we have our GDD portals in which you can just ping us out there on the Telegram group, on the Twitter, wherever you want. We are active anywhere. So you can ping us and we will definitely help you out in that. So these are the basic functions from which you can get started with the Gari SDK. And if you feel any doubt, you are free to ask. Thank you.
Yes, can you check the chats one? I guess like there was a doubt. Yeah. And until then, Praveen, I think you asked the question. No? I just didn't wanted to interrupt. So So we have our own indexing and polling services on the backend. So right now we have a middle layer of our personal backend layer. So whatever things are like going on, all of the transactions, because majority of the time, like on-chain transactions are like time expensive. So that's why we also save some of our data in our backend. The main data, like for example, the wallet balance or these kind of things, which like if we read everything from on-chain, it usually takes what, like 30-40 seconds or something. So
Understood.
sometimes like hinders the user flow. So that's why we have our own indexing solution in Node.js, and we'll also be providing some webhooks for all of these things which can directly call on-chain functions soon. So we are working on that.
So you guys are doing certain things which all these market indexers are doing also, so that.
Yep, we are building.
Okay.
We are doing these things already for us. So now we are providing it also for.
No need to go to these indexers like. Okay.
Like ES Labs, Morales. So yeah,
there are many actually. Yeah, Tatum and all of these guys. Yeah.
One is from like what Consensus Lab that's from Bangalore-based startup only. There are also things, yeah.
There are many actually. Yeah, there are many. I mean, see, node provisioning and indexing services are, I think, the most important thing people are doing right now in the industry, because otherwise accessing blockchain and doing all these computations, that's pretty complex stuff, right? So
Exactly.
getting these things available in the form of APIs is the best thing that you could do for developers.
Exactly. And even if you guys like directly call Web3 functions now, like it takes a lot of time. You won't be able to get like that kind of user experience which we are expecting.
No, absolutely. See, so I don't get a lot of time, but whenever I get time, I try my hands on Solidity and other things, and I see connecting to these Web3.js, passing the passing the node and passing these keys and all the so many things to do in every smart contract, right? So it's not easy.
Yeah. So like
wonderful.
Anybody has any questions?
Yeah, guys, feel free to ask questions. I think we have Mukul and Yash right now.
We have one question. Someone's explain how to deploy the app.
Okay.
Yes.
So just put all the code in your GitHub repo, and from the Vercel and other platform are there. Like Vercel is the good one, so you can deploy it on here. If I show you right now, it will be a very big video. We will go out of the time, right? So I will just suggest you that go and watch a tutorial about on YouTube that how to deploy a website on Vercel. It is only hardly 3 to 4 minutes videos. You have to just put all the code in the GitHub repo, and then you have to connect your GitHub repo with your Vercel account, and your website will be ready to go. Just that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So Mukul and Yash, one thing from my side is that many of these people who are present here today, they will be starting their project process towards the internship that they are getting in few days time, maybe mostly next week. So if they have any questions, where do they reach out and how do they?
Okay, so I just send a message with the Telegram group invite in the chat only. Like if anybody can just highlight it or something like that.
So we have our Telegram of IBC Media, and we typically invite our sponsors in those Telegrams also. Will it be possible for us to add you or Yash in that Telegram group?
Sure, man, that definitely works. We'll be there.
Well, I think we have got all of the people who are present there, and there may be questions. So Deepak, so do one thing. Please share our Telegram server with Mukul and Yash, and have them there, so that if people who are having any questions, so that everybody will get benefited by that. Because Mukul, so how is it like, all the people who are part of IBC various cohorts, all of them are there. It's a big group. So it will be helpful if we one of you are there, so that it helps people, right?
Cool, man. I've just shared our TG links also. TG name. You can just add me there. Just tag me and just ask anything, whatever is needed.
Sure. Chaudhary, so work with Debasco and get Mukul and Yash added there as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Mukul, anything that you would want to give your thought leadership before we conclude?
No, man, it was great. Like if you're saying majority of the folks are just developers, so 70-80 crowd is a lot for Saturday night workshop, man.
No, typically we have 100 plus. Today being Saturday, I think many people are relaxing, I guess. But then I think our typical crowd is somewhere between 100 to 150.
Oh,
So,
great, man.
yeah.
So that's great. So CTAs I can give is if you want any more customized functionality, just go through the GitHub links and there is, as I mentioned, Circle of Games and Rage Fence. These are and PowerDAO.ai. These are the 3 partnerships we have already closed, and these guys are using our GWS. So from their use cases, you can just get an idea that what are the things which are possible. As in, we have an NFT marketplace, video NFT marketplace. So then you can get that, okay, NFT marketplace, video NFT marketplace, or image NFT marketplace kind of works in a similar way. There is lots of customizability open for everyone. So we guys can do it. Lots of things are there. And next, we have, I think, next session on 2nd of May. We'll be talking more on the academy side of things. If you need resources, any resources, you want to start your networking journey with majority, the best DAOs in the ecosystem. So you can get to know about these things on the next session.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Mukul. So guys, people who have been assigned the challenge from Chingari, I think it will be definitely it will be a great place to be. If somebody is not there today, Deepak, please advise them to come and watch the recording of this video on our YouTube channel, and we will again get in touch with the team. But having said that, I want to thank you, Mukul. It's wonderful to have you and Yash, part of this workshop. And I'm sure the students have got a lot of insights about what should they do, because these are all technical sessions, right? So these very important sessions, basically. So thank you so much again. And we value Chingari as our sponsor. And I'm sure we would be doing our best to increase and make your ecosystem a wider one and, a prominent one. Like I was telling Shipra day before yesterday, that Chingari is something which I feel very proud of, because it is our own country's innovation, and we'll do anything and everything to do this.
Thanks, man. Same here. It was nice. It is really nice having you guys, IBC Media, around us. Just supporting the developers from India. That's the main thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Cool, man. It was good.
Sure. Thank you, Mukul, and thank you, Yash.
Thank you.
Sure.
Gary.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
bye-bye.
Nice to be here.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thank you, Mukul. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so Deepak, any thoughts of wisdom from your side?
Not really, but for the participant who are currently 69 participants are watching. So for them, we need to have some knowledge of JavaScript and a framework to implement these these steps, 11 to 12 steps we have. So I have a suggestion, we have around one week. So why not you go through the JavaScript basics and pick one framework and go through the basics of that. So that will be helpful in module 3.
Yeah, so basic JavaScript will help you guys, like Deepak Chaudhary is saying. The basic JavaScript will always help you, and JavaScript is not a very complex thing. We don't want you to become expert in JavaScript. That's not required, but then you will need the very minimum front end to complete your project. So even if you have even if you have got a big massive product which you have in mind, but you cannot reach there immediately, right? So it's always good for you to start with some basic UI UX, and then slowly improve that. So I think that's a very good suggestion in my opinion also. But then just limit yourself, because your main objective is to learn the Rust paradigm, the substrate paradigm, and Chingari SDK, right? People who have been allocated Chingari track or sponsor, they should spend more time on Chingari. People who have been given the sponsor of Polkadot and unique network, so their objective should be to do more in the Polkadot substrate based system. So that's how you should divide. And if you get time, you can always go and do more. But I think this is what should be your action item right now. Okay. And again, like I was saying yesterday, it will be little tricky, but then don't lose your don't lose your patience there, basically, okay. And yeah, that's pretty much from my side. I will not take it more time today. This Saturday evening, so I would want you guys to go and relax and spend some easy time. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our team on the Discord, and we are there to help you. That's pretty much Deepak Chaudhary. Anything else?
Nothing.
Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you Deepak and Chaudhary and Deepak Goodam for hosting this event today. And all of you have a wonderful evening. Take good care of yourself, and see you very soon.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.